Okay, we are live. Welcome, Christina Gray. Beautiful Christina Gray. So happy. Such an honor to have you today. The Women Empowerment Series are a series that we've organized on a weekly basis to showcase amazing women who are doing so much to empower other women, to inspire other women, and paving the way by through their, leadership, through their work, and through your own journey. So it is such an honor to have you, Christina. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hynd. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you. We just mirrored our behavior. Thank you so much for having me, and so excited to be here.
It's amazing. So you connecting from Brazil, but you are based in London normally.
Right now, yes, I'm in Brazil. I
Mhm,
normally live in London, but
mhm.
changes and evolutions require us sometimes to go to places we've never been, literally and figuratively.
Absolutely. I love that. This is what is the subject of today, actually. So you are spot on. Today is a special subject. I wanted to discuss about, you've been such an advanced and leader in the corporate world, in the executive world, as a corporate lawyer and as a well-known lawyer, handling transactions that are crazy, the billion levels. And today you are it's like you have moved to something more fulfilling and more meaningful, and that's what we wanted to share today. We wanted to share, to talk about what is it that we need to complement that drive, that stamina that we get from the corporate world and the executive world. And
Great question. Great, fantastic question. If I can be completely honest and transparent with you, because
yeah,
for me was always like having the law and the structure, and we know each other behind the scenes, having all that structure, that planning behind, that organized mindset and way of thinking and doing things, and premeditated type of taking action, if I can go back to
yeah,
law, for me was always a natural thing. So obviously it made sense to follow that pathway, that career, going to law school, going into corporate, managing contracts. Obviously, when we follow our soul, when we do something that it's naturally, innately comes comes in as an instinct, that's who we truly are,
yeah.
we kind of tend to become better at it. So, yes, after working in different countries, in multinational companies, ended up in London, where I lived for the last 5, almost 6 years now.
Okay.
Um, I've learned and meeting so many people along my journey from all different countries, from all continents, from all ranges of ages, professions, education, financial status, you name it. I probably have done it. I came to the conclusion that this is truly the recipe for success. When we are able to fuse in,
Mhm.
sorry, my finger, I cut my finger the other day. When we're able to fuse our true nature, our true, like that inner pull that says, like, I need to do this, I want to do this, I feel pleasure, enjoyment, this is who I am, with the knowledge and added and perfected and fine-tuned and refined what is already there within us, within our soul,
Uh-huh.
that's the true recipe for success, in my opinion.
I love that. That's beautiful. I see Fatim Zahra joining us from LinkedIn. Hi, Fatim Zahra. Good to see you. If you're just coming in, say hi, say where you're connecting from. If you are watching the replay, hashtag replay. I always love to go back to comments and see who's interested and what questions we can actually share with the beautiful Christina. I think you are absolutely right. It's like in your own journey and your own story. How do you feel that was different from you during that period in corporate and you today? Do you work more? Do you work less? What is different in your way of being?
Oh,
I'm giving you all this it's not hard questions because that's
I
what all
know.
women are faced with, we're in the executive, they're in the executive, they're like wondering what's next for us.
No, actually, I love it. I love your questions. This is what I do with my clients all the time. I love to dive deep and go deep fast.
Mhm.
Time is ultimately the only resource that is finite, that we never go back. Once we've consumed, we spend time, we've never get it back, apart from money and everything else. So to answer your question, I would say that I'm working much less, to be honest,
Mm,
much less. I definitely got the opportunity to change, to shift, and to create the lifestyle that works for me.
mhm.
And so, like on a holistic level, not just perform, have success professionally, achieve certain results, have the awards, have the recognition, build the reputation, make the money, but then going back at the end of the week and saying, like, oh, I didn't get to do my yoga or my parkour, or I didn't get to talk to my friends.
Ah,
So, right now, I am spending more time living intentionally. But if
okay.
I was to segment it in a way, I am working much less because based on what I do, that's the advantage of having worked in corporate and seeing the 360 spectrum of everything that's possible within the business world. um, I got the experience. So then I could take a step back and say, this is for me, this is not for me. So I could have the luxury in
Mm,
designing my own life, designing my own business, choosing and having a deeper level of awareness of what type of clients do I want to work with that will fulfill me on a professional level, on a financial level, on a personal level. And that obviously, going back to my previously said idea, it correlated so beautifully. So when you're doing what you love, when you're
mm,
working with people that are so amazing, that don't really feel like clients, right? You don't really feel like working. So everything, all results come in so smoother, so much faster, and they're so much more beautiful. So much for like they bring so much more
yeah.
fulfillment. And so that allows me
Mm,
personally to take more
mm.
time and say like, yeah, actually, I've worked about 20 hours this week. Totally fine. And guess what? The money,
Really?
the
That
money is
you know,
not.
that's amazing. Hi, Muna from Casablanca. It's good to see you with us. I see
Hi,
some
Mona.
messages in response. So okay, we need to explain it because that it's you're an entrepreneur and
Mhm.
you are in the coaching business, but you are in a corporate which you've pushed, like work in a to the highest level. So when you say you work less compared to working 24 hours, right? It's not like working less from somebody who's not haven't been doing anything, because being an entrepreneur, it does take work also at
Yeah.
times.
Let me tell you, I'm not missing those nights in bed when I was sitting in my pajamas answering emails for work. I'll
Yes.
tell you that. I
Okay.
do not miss those
That's right.
moments at all.
Yeah.
Um, However, I do find enjoyment when I get messages from my clients on
Yeah, I
Pops,
love
on
I love that.
Facebook. Just the other day, one of my clients just told me like she signed a $15,000 client. Another one was featured on Good Morning America.
Amazing.
We get
Hmm.
all these beautiful achievements because it does not feel like work.
Yes.
That
Yes.
push, that effort,
I
it's
love
not,
that.
it's still work. We still do a lot of things. We get a lot of things done.
You do, yeah.
Feel like work. It doesn't,
It's
that
enjoyable.
that sense of pushing
Yeah.
is completely has completely evaporated. But
I
instead,
love that.
placed with a sense of ease, like I love this, I could do this. You know,
Uh-huh.
when you go swimming or you go to the beach and you sit there like, yes, you're getting tired, you're swimming, you're sweating. But like, oh, it's amazing. Like I'm having fun doing this. It's fulfilling. It's like, oh, amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. You get a thrill out of it. It's just it makes
Absolutely.
you, yeah. I
Yeah.
I love that. And I think what adds to this business is the fact that it's a service business, right? We're in the serving, and that service, providing service and see the impact of it on other, makes you, that's what fuel you to give more. And that's why it doesn't feel like work, it feels just like a lifestyle actually.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is at the core.
Mm.
Um, part of my why. I have
Mhm.
this business, why I am right now a marketing strategist for coaches, consultants, for experts, precisely to create that positive ripple effect, to influence, to positively influence and change everybody else, like as much people as we can,
I
as
love
lot
that.
of people,
Yeah.
right? And it's just a matter of finding who you are, finding
Mhm.
your why are we living this worldly, this human experience?
Yeah, it's true.
What are we actually here for? What
Mm.
are we supposed to do? And then sharpening, if I could use this term, sharpening our skills and develop and elevate
Mm.
so we
Mm.
can deliver, so we can be the best person, specialist, service provider, mom, sister, you name it, because we all get different like labels, to be the best person we can be and
Yeah.
positively impact as many people as we can.
I love that. It's really when you are connected with your why.
Mm.
Why are you doing this?
So
Why?
powerful, so
What,
powerful.
when did you find your why? When was that moment, if you recall it? What would that be?
Oh, that's deep. I love it. Give me a second. Let me
Yeah.
quickly go back in my
Because okay, you were
story.
in corporate, you weren't doing this super high level transactions, and then
Yeah. Well,
what was that
it
thing?
started when I was very little, 3 or
Okay.
4 years old. I always had a very strong sense of justice, like do right by everybody, do the right thing, be honest. I have a very deep sense of equality and justice. And so I can't really say that I had a big aha moment, but it slowly progressed from one thing to another. I kind of
Mm.
eased my way through life, but I was very grounded, even since I was a very little girl. I was very grounded in what I wanted to be,
Mhm.
who I was, and I knew that everybody deserves to have a good life.
Oh yes.
Have the sense of justice, even with the kids when we were playing with dolls. Like, let me not just
Yeah.
like to that story,
Mhm.
but somehow it evolved. And I was lucky enough in my life to have circumstances and events that happened to me that weren't necessarily amazing.
Mhm.
um, one of them was my parents' divorce, for instance, and that's one of what I consider the propellers, what
Mhm.
actually gave me the impulse to start and really dive in, because I started working when I was basically 15 and a half. Uh,
Wow. Wow.
I
That's
was
very
young.
young.
Yeah, I was still in high school.
You were in high school. Yeah.
And I was making a decent amount of money. I was an
But did
insurance.
you start working because you wanted or because you needed?
Well, actually, it was a mix of both. Because my
Okay.
parents were too busy getting divorced and like splitting the assets. And I was
Right.
like, I'm a teenager, nobody cares about me.
Yeah.
And like girl teenagers, like, and I'm quite shy, I'm quite private. I don't really, and with my parents, in between them being adults, lawyers, and all that amazing dynamic,
Mhm.
somehow that uncovered, that unlocked my own awareness of how powerful I am. And
Wow.
I can ask
Early age. That's quite impressive.
things for myself. I don't need to, hey, can you help me? Daddy, mommy, can you help me? No, I realize I've got some skills. I'm really good with people. And this was my first job. I sold insurance to everybody on my street. Only
Excellent.
what I could do.
Huh?
So it kind of led one thing led to another. And
Mm.
then I made some money. I realized like, okay, cool, I can afford to pay for law school. I can afford to do
Mm.
that. I can afford to move in alone, like before I was 18. So, and that built my self-confidence. But
Mm.
everything that I did was backed up by an unbelievable, and I'm saying this with zero modesty because I know plenty of people that done
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I'm not the only one. An unbelievable self-belief
Oh, yes. Oh,
and the
yes.
lack of plan B, as in like I need to make this happen. There's no plan
Right.
B. Like
Yeah.
this needs to happen, and I'm
I
willing and able
absolutely.
to do anything like to make this happen.
Yes. I love
That's
that. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Because
But
that's often what it
focus
is
on
when you,
consciousness, if I can add,
yeah.
because
And, It's that's unique though, because I mean, at 15 years old, I'm not everyone gets that, unless, as you said, there is no plan B. So you gotta be the plan A and make the plan A work, and that's it.
I was 15. I
Ah,
was more preoccupied than clothes and
yeah,
exams, and I was going to Olympics back then. So in my
mm,
image and like going through the whole puberty thing. So
yes, of course.
I had no idea how to create a plan B. I was like, this is it. This is my option. Basically, like now thinking as an adult, I
Hmm.
realized that when I was 15, I realized this is the option that I got. I need to make this happen because I don't know. I don't have the time. I don't know how to create plan B, C, D, E, whatever.
Mm,
I need to make this work no matter what. And if it depends on me, I am going to make it work. So I did.
incredible.
For me.
That's incredible. So your stories start really early, like really.
Yes.
And then you went on, you did the law, and then you start working as a corporate lawyer.
Well, I actually did a financial university before I went to law school.
Uh-huh.
Long story. Um, as I met my ex-husband, so I did a financial university. I finished that. And then I went into law, which was my sole passion.
Mhm.
And I realized there's something I can actually combine and not just do like contracts. There's actually a way deeper layer. And it came from my own personal need to feel, to have this sense of safety, which
Mm.
obviously we all know it. If you go back to Maslow's pyramid of needs, safety is at the bottom. So I thought, like,
Yes.
ah, cool. Hey, did a financial university. Where does that lead me? Oh, people that know law are more powerful. They're more
Yeah.
stable. They're more.
Mm.
Okay, I
Very
want to do that because actually I that's my purpose. And even though initially I resisted because I come from a family of magistrates and lawyers and prosecutors, and everybody's like, "You're so cute, you're so pretty. Don't be a lawyer.
That's
Go like find
excellent.
yourself a husband."
Excellent. Yeah.
And eventually, I still ended up. I think it was destiny. It was meant for me to go to law school, which literally flew by. It was so easy for me to do. Everybody hates me when I say, but I actually love that.
Mhm.
And the biggest takeaway that I also share with my clients every single time that I get the opportunity is that law school actually helped me think logically
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
and understand. And it's related to everything that we do in life, the manifestation and everything that we do in life. Understanding the connection in between our results, like
Mhm.
cause and effect.
Yes.
How do you structure your thinking, your actions? How do you strategize? And understanding the repercussions, the consequences, the effects of your actions.
Mm.
So, what are you doing? And the noticing and gaining a deeper level of awareness of the things, every single thing that we're doing. How do these create certain effects, as in the results that we experience or reality that we experience,
Mm.
the direction in your life? And that's also the moment when I started learning a lot about spirituality and energetics. So,
Wow. So you started doing spirituality while you were a lawyer, actually, before you even finished.
when I was actually in law school, that
I like
was
that.
2 years ago.
It's like me when I was at the World Bank, I started connecting with, spirituality, yoga. I became even for 2 years vegetarian, just like, in the Zen
Mm,
attitude. It's true.
yeah,
I was like in my late 20s. Ah,
yeah.
incredible. And and now, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're back to really who you are, actually?
Now I'm feeling it would not be the right word to use. I know
Uh-huh.
that everything is coming full circle.
Yes, yes, that's how I see it for you.
It's so
Yeah,
beautiful because for
yes.
the longest time I thought, I want to be an adult. I want to be grown up. I want to have the freedom. And then, like, with freedom, like with great power comes great responsibility. But now going through it and seeing everything that I've done and looking back and analyzing the evidence, if I can express myself in good terms, I see that everything comes full circle.
It does. Yeah.
Everything, we are the creators of what we experience of our lives.
Mhm, mhm.
we decide. We have full absolute power in who we are, how we live our life, who we are being, how we are being, who are we attracting, the experiencing, the people, everything, what we say yes to, what we say no to. We intentionally direct and create our lives, whether
Yeah.
that's business, personal life, family, all
And
aspects of our
yeah,
lives.
it's like we see things twice, first in our mind as we create it, and then in reality.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's scientifically, neurologically proven twice.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes how you have that feeling, you're like, I've seen this. I've like, you've gone through this. I lived this experience. It feels like you've seen it. It's somewhere in your memory, but it
Yeah,
just, you somehow connected with it so much before in your mind. The
absolutely.
power of the mind. But they don't teach us that though at the university. We don't know
Hmm.
that. Mm-mm.
If they could teach these things in school,
No.
money, abundance, how
Mm.
to think, how to act, because ultimately, and I've read so much in spirituality, and I've done the retreats, and I've went to different countries and continents, and I've done everything possible. I've done the old school learning and
Yeah.
the new age learning. I've done it
Okay.
all. Ultimately, is who we are being determines the life we are living.
Mm.
Who is the person? Who are we embodying it? How do we show up? And remember our conversation yesterday. It's ultimately everything comes down to our identity. How do I see myself? Who am I being in this circumstance? What am I saying yes to? What am I saying no to? That's why sometimes, and I have this with so many of my clients, especially because my clients work on social media, right? They get their clients on social media. And I see this all the time comparison like, oh, this person looks like this, does this, has this. Cool, fine. It doesn't really make sense. But who is that person being? How is that
Yes.
person
Yeah.
showing up?
Yeah. What
Because
is
it's
she embodying? Is she aligned with what she believes? Yeah.
exactly. And then beyond that, embodying means aligning your mindset, your thinking, your skills, your actions
I
with
like how you add your skills. Very good. It is so
absolute.
true. Because yeah, and it's because that was going to be my question. Because, all those studying, right? Because you've advanced, you have degrees that are really super advanced. I mean, that's higher than just the average person. And these studies obviously, distinguish you, and you can use those skills that makes you stand out as a thought leader because you can go deep into analyzing a subject. And so when you focus only on the mindset and feeling good and the spiritual, it's not enough, because you need the knowledge, you need the expertise, you need the skills.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine trying to plant. This is how I see it.
Okay, go
Imagine
ahead. Yeah.
trying to plant an oak, right?
Uh-huh.
In the little tree,
Yeah.
having no tools to dig the hole to plant it, right?
Yeah, you can do it spiritually. There's no way. Your
And
mind
it's
cannot do
it's
it.
unrealistic because I see there's dreamers everywhere.
That's true.
I always said that I want to have chickens and grow chickens. Realistically, I'll probably kill the chickens. I was just talking to somebody now
That's
that I was
true.
like, and I was like, it's my dream's life to have chickens.
Is that true?
Yes,
Get a farm.
in
Get
my
a farm.
heart, I wanted chickens, and for the longest time, I told people I want chickens, and everybody was like, "Chris, are you really?" So we dream of things.
That's a funny one. Get
I
a
know.
farm, in London. Go figure out a place where you can rent a little tiny area and have chicken there.
I had a vision. I wanted a coop with chickens. So yeah, we
That's
all
very
have
good.
it.
I
So I
love that.
see mine.
Come
It
visit
was.
me tomorrow in Morocco. I'll take you to the farm. You can spend time.
I love that.
My
I'm
little
definitely.
one loves the chicken. My 5-year-old. She will take. It's true. We even, during COVID, we even painted some of the chicks with some colors. It was so
Oh,
cute.
it's so
You're
cute.
so-
See, that's my opportunity there.
Here we go. It's not, see, the dream can become reality. You just have to speak it out.
Exactly.
So come, we'll spend some
Bring me
days.
and my chickens. Maybe after all, I'll do get my dream.
Yeah,
But but
that's a funny one.
like slight serious talk. This scary thing that when I see, I've seen so many people encounter this obstacle. Like, oh, I see that person that looks happy, that has success, that
Yeah,
it has like everything. I want that without overlapping and combining. Like, okay, cool. What does that person have? Right? In my case, was like, yeah, somebody has chickens. Cool. I love it. Like the sound of the chickens in the morning. Like, I love that. But realistically, I haven't really overlapped it with who I am. Because when I wake up in the morning, I meditate, I take
yeah. You
time.
don't want Kukoiko in the morning at
I
5 a.m.
really don't like that sound of chickens, like taka 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 or whatever sound it makes. So realistically, will not work with me, right? So that's where this is the main obstacle because people don't go in, they go out. And
That's true.
because it's easy, right? I'm talking about marketing message. This is what I do. So when people see how like, oh, that person seems happy, successful, well, do they know if that's is first of all, is that real? Like how many celebrities have we seen that have a tremendous success and then they've committed suicide?
I know, it's so sad.
They were depressed.
It's very sad.
And second is like, okay, cool. That person is crazy. I love to read books. I'm a geek.
Yeah.
I love to read books. Most days I'll sit around and read and learn and study and combine. I'm not really that glamorous kind of person. So yeah, people see like, okay, cool. Chris has this and she's doing this. I don't know how many people would be interested to learn neuromarketing and customer behavior and behavioral
Mhm.
economics and combine that and do split tests. And I don't know how many people would be available to acquire those skills.
Yes.
So then that's why people don't necessarily end or like reach their
Reach
endless
their dream,
potential.
yeah, because it has skills that you need to
Yeah,
get. And
yeah,
that's why, you see, even my work, I mean, I say, the method, BAL, it's like believe, you
no.
believe, it's mindset, and you
Mm,
act. You gotta do the skills, you gotta plan, you're gonna do the strategy, you have to do the work.
mhm,
You work
mhm.
as an entrepreneur in the beginning, you do work hard. And
Absolutely.
then you become a leader. It's not just you believe, you align, you feel good, but take actions. But that's because it comes from my background, as a corporate executive working hard. It's like working hard. It's like spending nights writing, spending nights
Years, I would
for
say, if not
years,
decades.
for
Like,
decades.
not
Oh,
kill
girl.
anybody, but
When
you
you
know,
say I work less, it's like, do I work because I do work less, but that's because I don't need to have a long nighter working no more. There is no need to do that. Because for
yeah,
me, working a
but
lot.
you know it. You've been there. I've been there. Everybody that probably sees this video has been there.
Yeah.
When other people were working 8 hours, I know at least for me, I was pushing 14, 16 hours a day.
Oh, same here, girl. And I wouldn't even and I
So
stop. Oh yeah. And with the
maybe this is
baby,
what deserves.
breastfeeding, it's like, oh, and you're like, I don't want to work hard when I see that. No, you gotta work. You gotta do the work. You balance your life, take time for yourself. Yes, nurture your person, love yourself, take the time, but you have to put time for in working. It's not just being, taking pictures and writing messages, but it takes work, and sometimes it's hard.
Hard can be easy. If you, because
Okay,
let me self-label myself
go ahead.
as
Hmm.
a slightly masochist because I like hard.
I'm
Let me,
sure
let me,
corporate lawyer
let
likes
me
hard.
explain why. Because hard,
Huh?
first off, like if I do something hard and if I achieve the result that I want to achieve, first off, I prove to myself I'm enough,
Okay,
which is self-validation. I'm
for
not
sure,
looking validation from other people.
for sure.
That's me. I know this is all on me, honey. I've done it. I don't need like if I lose, I don't know, my title, my job, or everything that I had, all my recognition goes away. No, that's on me. That's self-validation.
Yeah.
Then if I do something hard, I also gain self-confidence.
Yeah.
I've done that by myself.
Yeah. That's
I'm
power.
sure. What's
Circumstantial
the next
power.
one?
Power. True.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then I also gained the experience,
Uh-huh.
as in different perspective and different level of awarenesses and new knowledge. So then I can help other people, right?
Mm.
I can go out and say, I'm explaining such difficult concepts. I stay away from this word difficult because I don't really believe it's difficult. I think it's difficult for people that are not meant to do a certain thing. That's when something is difficult. Like if you're not
Mm.
meant to do something, then you're going to feel it's difficult. So I'm explaining these concepts to people, and it's all about simplifying, understanding the core principles, right? When we go and we do and we commit to doing something that is hard, is not hard, but not easily available to them, to everybody, then it's easy for us to gain a deeper level of understanding and help other people along their way by
Yeah.
explaining those things in a much simpler way.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I
And
love
I
that.
see it with my clients all the time, especially for the copywriting section. And like,
Yeah.
oh my God, copywriting, neuropsychology, neuromarketing. It's like, big words. It's very simple. Let me explain. And they're like, oh my God, that is so simple, it makes sense. Like, "Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, when you simplify, but you know why you can simplify? Because you know the stuff so good, so well. And
yeah,
that's what distinguishes somebody who knows and someone who doesn't know. When you explain and you simplify it, then it's easy. When you explain and the other person feel overwhelmed, then you don't even know it yourself. And that's what distinguishes people. So when you like somebody gets scared, it's because they've read so much from people that don't really understand. Because you can know whether you master what you know if you are able to explain it to a child and he understands it. Now you master it and everything becomes easy. You don't need to
yes,
complicate things. But that's because you have a certain maturity and knowledge and expertise that gives you, the possibility to do that. I love that because it legitimize, like women who are, have studied, have pushed studies so much, who have really have so much credential. It's like when you change it's not even you change your career, you just go through an evolution to a new phase of your life. All that background is makes you who you are, doesn't go away. It's not lost. It's not like I didn't maybe shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done my master, shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done. No, all of that come along with you and you need to use it.
absolutely. How else are we going to make it? It's the only way,
Yes.
right? And I don't necessarily see this as a changing career because ultimately I've always worked with people, helping them achieve a certain result
Exactly. Mm.
through following a set of rules, whether that was contracts, law, um, anything that I've done, like signing different contracts, buying buildings. I worked in real estate for the longest time ever. So ultimately, everything that we do is connected to people. All the business. Think about it like this, right? Getting a husband, having kids brush their teeth at night, or eating their
Right? Yeah.
broccoli,
Yeah. That's
getting,
a
right?
trick.
Yeah, getting clients, getting along with your mother-in-law, with your neighbors, with people that don't speak the same language as you. Everything is related to communication, to
Mhm.
how we communicate our intentions, who we
Mhm.
are, our expectations, what we can bring to the table, how we can help, right? So it all comes down to communication with other people.
Yes.
Ultimately, everything, no matter the industry, no matter who you are, no matter the relationship, whatever, nobody lives alone apart from like the Hindus, Shiites in Tibet or whatever.
Mm.
So normal people live their life by interacting with other people. So ultimately, communication and your ability to express who you are, like, and I'm talking the full spectrum, ability, skills, what you need, what you want, what you don't want, everything. Insert everything I'm missing comes from talking and interacting with other people.
Incredible. Mm.
So, psychology, which is my core baby, my soul, understanding psychology,
I love
this
that.
has led me. So, I don't really see it as in like shift of career because I was hiring a lot of people, and sometimes I hire people that didn't necessarily came from from the same background. And people need to understand transmutable skills, transferable skills. if you're good with people, you can do so many things. You can do sales, you can do marketing, you can do. So for me, it's just expanding, not expanding, completing the full picture with the final pieces of the puzzle.
I love that.
That's
That's
how
really
I feel. Like I feel like I started from the center, from the soul, from the nucleus, and then I started adding more pieces of the puzzle to the full image. And I kind of had this image ever since I was young of who I wanted to be. But
mm,
obviously, just as a core value, like I'm fair. I don't like when people treat other people unfairly. I like everybody to kind of be at the same level, to be nice to each other no matter who we are. Because ultimately, you said it earlier, I do have a lot of credentials, like a shitload of credentials. Nobody gives a flying F
yeah.
about. None of my clients have asked me about none of my 59 diplomas, degrees, and accreditations that I actually counted them for one client.
Oh my God, that's a lot. That's quite impressive, girl.
I've counted it for one of my clients. Like, you got so many. They're not relevant. Nobody asks me about
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. Mm.
Ultimately is how, like, it's
You
what we have
use that.
here, what we have in our soul, and
It's
what we
like,
have
yeah.
in our heart.
It's not the knowledge that matters, it's what you do with the knowledge that matters, actually.
Absolutely.
Very nice. This was such a beautiful conversation. I loved it, Christina. It's such a delight to always share the beauty of the platform together. Thank you
It's
for joining me.
pleasure. Such a pleasure. We need to do this soon. I'll invite you in my channel. Uh, Thank you for everybody that's watching. And yeah, always a delight.
Thank
Always, always, always a pleasure talking to you and always changing so many interesting opinions with people that are aligned with us. Because
Mhm.
sometimes we need to keep ourselves not in check, but we need to keep the right people around us.
Always.
People
That's
who
why I love you, my friend. And the
better.
chicken are here whenever you feel like it. You can come over, spend time with the chicken whenever you want.
Absolutely. I would love to do that.
Sending
Yeah.
you so much love. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions for me or for Christina, just leave us a comments and we'll get back to you. Such a delight. Christina is in the marketing, advanced neuroscientific marketing, and I love your work. You're doing amazing.
I'm basically just helping people get more clients using a marketing message that does most of the selling for them.
That's
Just a
be- that's all right. Thank you so much, sir. Bye bye.
sending you a warm hug. See you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.